Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States. President Obama is the ex-president. And Mr. Trump, for the moment, steps away for the inaugural address.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever.
Welcome, everyone, back to Curiosities. And let me tell you, my daughter and I were at dinner tonight. And I got to tell you, this is an interesting, and this is kind of a good segue to what I want to talk about here for a few minutes. We're at dinner, and, you know, it was just a very casual dinner. It was slow-paced, and when we finished, you know, we're getting our stuff, and we're getting ready to leave, and we stand up, and we, you know, push in our chairs and that sort of thing. And there's an old couple, that are sitting adjacent to us, and they're getting up at the same time. So they come over, and they're like kind of in close proximity. So the old lady looks over at me. She's looking at my shirt, right? And she's pointing at my shirt, and she says, "What does that shirt mean?" And my daughter and I are looking at each other, and it's like, it says the United States of America. It says freedom and red, white, and blue. You know, rah, 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 go America. That's what it means. And she's kind of like pacing her way out. We're kind of waddling her out the door, and she's, well, could it mean TRUMP? Like sarcastically, like, dude, it's an Under Armour shirt that I got. My wife bought me for 4th of July. You know, we're coming off of 4th of July weekend, and, you know, it's patriotic and whatnot. Everyone's got their flags out. That's all it is. But I was thinking, and I didn't say anything other than, oh, well, you know, people read into all kinds of things. It's just a shirt. It's a freaking shirt, right? But it got me thinking, is this where we are? And I was talking to my daughter about this in the car, and I said, well, if you equate, or if this woman equates red, white, and blue, everything America, pro, you know, patriotic stuff, if you equate that with TRUMP, then what on God's earth do you equate with Biden? Like, is Biden the opposite of that? Are they the antithesis of America? I mean, what is, you know, I'm trying to wrap my head around where this woman's mind was at, and what she was sitting there pointing at my T-shirt and trying to make some kind of connection, some kind of correlation between my patriotic shirt with Trump. Is this where we are in our country right now? And I'm really curious to see what people think about this, because if really you can't really just even wear a patriotic shirt without having people snarl at you and equate that and make a connection with Trump, I mean, what would I need to wear for you to think that I'm on Biden's side? This is my question. And I don't know if that's something that could be easily answered. If you have a suggestion, please drop it in the comments. Now, I'm independent. I have been since Obama. I rescinded my Democrat affiliation after the Obama years, and I've been an independent ever since. I don't side necessarily with one or the other, but because historically I was a Democrat my entire adult life until the Obama years. And if anything, just speaking, looking at historically, if anything, I have always leaned towards the Democrats. But like I said, I'm independent, and I don't necessarily favor one over the other, because I feel like, as an independent voter, that neither party really represents what my ideals are. And it was kind of like my way of saying to the political system here that you guys are either in bed together or you're doing something that's contrary to what I think is representative of what America is. And to me, it's like, I don't know if there's an easy answer to that. I know some people might view this one way or the other, but let's face it, there's a lot of things that are happening and have been happening for years. And when I look at the Democrats, when I look at the progressives, when I look at liberals in general, and I think about the party and how they have treated America as a piggy bank. That's my personal opinion. They treat it as a piggy bank, and that they can just take the money and create these agencies and these systems and these social programs and on and on and on, and demonizing hardworking people who build their businesses up and, you know, earn their money, because they worked it however they did, business success is demonized by the left. And I have a real problem with that, because as a business owner and someone who has owned a business, I can tell you that a small business owner will work day and night, sometimes 7 days a week, because they're trying to keep their business open, and, you know, and to survive and to make money and to keep payroll, you know, and not have to fall back on and default. Sometimes you have to go without taking a paycheck yourself. You have to pay your employees before you pay yourself. And it doesn't seem like that registers in some people's minds. Like, oh no, you're in a business, you must have money, so therefore, you know, you're rich. We should just be able to take what you got. And that's just not. I don't look at it. I don't think that's fair at all. And the media doesn't help. The media, the legacy media especially, I don't know. I think they're being bankrolled by the CIA or something, because they must have so much money that they don't even care about advertisers. They don't care who's watching, you know, because some of them, like CNN, have no viewers left. So where are they getting their money from? The advertisers? Why would the advertiser pay this much money to be on a show that nobody's watching? So I don't know. I always think that there's like some kind of like secret government program that's funding the media and then pushing them to say these things, because, you know, they're basically being bankrolled by some shadow entity. That's just my conspiracy mind work. Because economically, I just can't make any sense of it. But this is where we are. We have a country where hardworking Americans are being told a bunch of lies. And the lies are coming from all directions. They're coming from the media especially. They're coming from these politicians. Every word out of their mouth is a lie. You know, either this way or that way, or flubbed truths or half-truths. And that's why people have lost faith in the political system. Now, they're the cultists, of course. You know, there are always those that are going to be, oh no, we gotta back the government, we gotta back these politicians, no matter what, no matter if they're driving this car right off the cliff, let's go. No, I'm not in that vehicle. I refuse to strap in. I'm not going to be part of that. And so I think there's a growing number of Americans that are independent voters now. And so we are not involved in the primary process in a lot of states because of it. Like in Maryland, I can't participate in the primaries. But in other states, I think you can. They have rules that are different. But by and large, independents just sit on the sideline and wait until the ballots are there, and then we can cast our vote. And I don't know, man. I'm still wrestling with the question: is red, white, and blue in America and all the things that make this country great and open up opportunities for people, and which is why there's so many people from other countries wanting to come here in the first place. You know, you can say what you want and say, well, America's history, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Okay, I get it. But why are people risking their lives to come over the border to come here if it's so terrible, if it's so awful, if the things are so bad? Why are people trying to get here? They're trying to get here because it's a land of opportunity. Let's not kid ourselves. There's a lot of money to be made. There's a wealth to be made here. You know, and there's people that are out there that are peddling all kinds of narratives, and they're just making money too. That's their shtick. You know, they're gonna either race bait or they're gonna sell conspiracies or whatever, and they're just gonna energize their particular section of the base. And they're going to keep grifting because that's what they do. That's how they make their money. Now, as someone from looking at it from a capitalistic point of view, I say, fine. If you want to grift using all these, you know, ideas or ideals that seem to be counterproductive to society, I guess, you know, as a capitalist, you could look at that and say, well, there's people obviously paying him. Let it be. But I think there's a certain degree of damage that's done that we are overlooking or not looking at it in a serious way. that these ideas and these ideals are causing great trouble in the American psyche, which is probably why we're so divided as a country, which is probably why we're, sitting at a restaurant and pointing your wrinkly old finger into my T-shirt because you have a problem with one political party and you're associating me with that. Like, I can't even eat my dinner with my daughter in peace without having some crusty old woman point her crusty finger at me because she thinks XYZ. I'm like, I am having dinner with my daughter. I don't need your crusty ideas in my face. Sorry. But I digress. I let it go. I mean, I could have been a little bit more assertive, but I decided not to because what's the point? Like at this point, some people they're so in the cult. They're so ingrained in their minds with this virus, this venom, this poison that their crazy minds make them think all kinds of wild things. And I don't feel like I need to engage in that sort of thing. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Am I off base here? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people thinking the same things that I'm thinking. I'm far from being the only person thinking this, but I'm curious if you want to drop a comment. I'd really appreciate that, or you can just DM me because a lot of people will do that. Hit that like button. Do me a favor. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet. If you're on X watching, follow me if you haven't done so already. Share this video with others. I mean, it's what it's going to take to grow this channel. And I keep saying that I'm going to do more videos, and I really am. But, man, there's so much stuff going on, man. This life is crazy. This summer's been a lot busier than I thought when going into it. But anyway, leave it at that. I'd like to know what you guys think. Thank you for sticking around. Until next time, God bless.
New Kingdom Radio Theater.